Ever wonder how the Federal Reserve moves $5 trillion between America's banks every single day without a single armored truck? You're 23 on the night shift, and the transfer you just approved moved more money than your whole city earns in a year. And here's the part that should keep you up at night. It can never be reversed. Not by you, not by anyone. The system is called Fedwire. It's run by the Federal Reserve, and it's the backbone almost nobody talks about. It settles roughly $4 to $5 trillion a day. That's more than the entire U.S. economy produces in a week. One government pipe carrying the whole weight of American banking, and most people have never heard its name. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how it works and why, for all that money, it almost never breaks. But first, forget everything Hollywood taught you about how money moves. So when a hospital wires a bank $10 million, where does all that cash actually go? Here's the strange part. Nowhere, not one bill physically moves. No truck, no cash, nothing leaves the building. The whole transfer is just information. So you double-check the receiving bank's routing number, because get one digit wrong and the whole thing stops cold. Because what actually moves is a message, a short instruction sent down a wire. It tells the Federal Reserve to change two numbers. Subtract here, add there. That's the whole job. Here's the trick, and the whole thing runs on. Almost every big American bank keeps an account at the Fed itself, a master account. Think of it as the bank's own bank account, held inside the Fed. All of them? Not quite. The smaller banks reach the wire through bigger ones, but the giants are right there inside the Fed. So the Fed isn't the bank you walk into, it's the bank that banks bank at, where everyone else keeps their money. Move money between two banks, and all you're really doing is moving a number from one Fed account into another. That's it. That's the whole magic trick. No vault, just two numbers. Now, isn't a wire just a faster check? That's the obvious read. It's also dead wrong. And the difference between the two is the most important thing about this whole system. Here's the thing about a check. Write one, and the money looks like it moved. But it hasn't. Not really. For days, the bank can still claw it back if it bounces. The money's showing in the account, sure, but the settlement isn't real yet. So you wait, days of it, hoping the money turns out to be real. A few business days, and the check is still not final. That's the old way. A Fedwire transfer is the opposite. The instant the Fed debits one account and credits the other, it's done. The money is gone, settled, final. So what does real-time gross settlement actually mean? Start with real-time. It happens now, the instant you send it, not at the end of the day. Gross. Each payment settles whole on its own. No batching, no netting. And here's the part that matters most. There's no undo button, no customer service line that reverses it. Once you hit send, that money has changed hands forever. That's a strange kind of power to hand a 23-year-old on a night shift. Quick scale check. The average single Fedwire payment is around $5.4 million. So that's the average, not the ceiling, which means the small ones aren't small. And the big ones move billions in a single line of text. Now here's where it gets strange. To send 10 million right now, the sending bank needs 10 million sitting in its Fed account right now. So where does that money come from? Well, here's the thing. Trillions move every day, and no bank keeps trillions just sitting there idle. That money would be doing nothing. So banks are constantly running short during the day. Not because they're broke, because the money's always moving. Constantly. So the Fed does something most people would find insane. It lets a bank go negative. It lets the bank spend money it doesn't have for the day. Just for the day. It's called a daylight overdraft. The Fed effectively lends a bank money inside a single day. Why allow it? So payments don't freeze waiting for cash to arrive. The wire has to keep flowing. The catch. By the end of the day, every bank has to climb back to zero or better. The overdraft can't sleep overnight. It has to be gone before the books close. Now the Fed watches this all day on every bank in real time. Picture an air traffic control tower, except the planes are billions of dollars. And the Fed charges for the risk, so banks have a reason to settle up fast and not lean on the float all day. Stop and sit with that for a second. At any moment of the business day, the whole banking system is floating on credit it has to repay before the lights go out. So what if one big bank couldn't repay by close? It wouldn't just be that bank's problem. It would ripple straight into every bank it owed and every bank they owed. That's how a single missed payment becomes everybody's problem. So what happens when a wire actually breaks, when the money can't go through? You walk into the room nobody likes to enter, the one where the screens are all red. A payment can stall for a dozen reasons. A wrong account number, a sanctions flag the system won't clear, or a bank that suddenly doesn't have the funds and the overdraft limit slams shut. And the clock is the enemy. The receiving bank needs that money to make its own payments. One's already queued behind it. Block one wire and you can jam a whole chain of them. So you work the phones, you chase the funds, you unstick it before the deadline. And when a bank truly runs out of room, there's one last door left to knock on. The Fed's discount window, the lender of last resort, in a literal room. The Fed lends the bank emergency cash and takes collateral in return. No bank loves walking up to it. It costs and it signals you ran short. But it's there. The stuck payment finally clears. The chain unfreezes. The day is saved for a price. So this, not the big speeches, not the trading floors, this is the quiet job of the whole machine. Making sure no single broken payment ever takes the whole system down with it. One number to hold on to. Across a full year, Fedwire moves well over $1 quadrillion in total. A quadrillion, that's 1,000 trillion. Now, almost none of it is the money you and I move. Your rent, your paycheck, that's the retail world. This is something else entirely. This is the wholesale plumbing, the pipe under the pipe. So pull back and look at what you actually run on that night shift. So, not a vault, not a truck, just a messaging system that rewrites two numbers and calls it done. 3 things make it hold. 1, it's final the instant it happens. 2, it runs on credit the Fed extends and reclaims every single day. And 3, it has a last door, so no broken payment can sink the rest. Here's the worldview shift. The dollars in your bank account aren't really stored anywhere. They're just a promise that if you ever need it, this one wire can settle. Move the number, and the money is real. Most people picture the financial system as a row of banks. But what actually connects them? That's the part nobody mentions. And that thing is one government wire that almost never makes the news. So run it once yourself and you understand it for good. Trillions don't move because money is fast. They move because, for one wire, the Fed promises the money is already there. That promise is the most quietly powerful thing in American money. And you just spent a whole shift keeping it. So think back to those 2 ledgers. One number down, one number up. That tiny edit is the entire engine. And every dollar figure you ever saw on a screen, paycheck, mortgage, market trade, eventually leans on this one ledger being right. Look at it. Trillions a day, final in seconds, and the public never sees a single transfer. That's not an accident. That's the design. The hospital that sent 10 million this morning. On the other end, a bank had it in seconds and sudden, no waiting, no doubt. And tomorrow it happens again, a few 100,000 times. If you want more of the hidden machinery running underneath everything you take for granted, subscribe. There's a lot more of it buried in plain sight once you know where to look. Because the most powerful system in American money isn't a building and it isn't a vault. It's a wire. And now you know how it carries the whole thing.